Hey everybody, just want to share a quick little insight from my City General Conference. I was listening to the October 1931 General Conference, and David O. McKay, who was at the time serving as a member of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, was speaking, and he was speaking about slander. And he shares a story about how these missionaries had prepared for an event and how a pastor of another church had come to slander them. And that then also Joseph Smith had dealt with slander. But so too had Jesus Christ. And in all different ages of the work, slander will come, and slander is most painful, not when it comes from our enemies, because we'd expect the enemies of Christ to attack him, but when it comes from people who claim to follow Christ. And it really made me think about the fact that I deal with this a lot. I deal with people who will attack and slander me all the time because I run a social media site and I have these pages. I get everything from broad attacks about the church of, oh, you belong to a cult, all the way down to very just vicious, mean personal attacks of, oh, your face is ugly, or, oh, with a face like that, you've got to be gay. Like things that don't even make sense sometimes. But sometimes it's very vitriolic. When I was engaged to my now wife, somebody looked her up, found her, messaged her, tried to dissuade her and encourage her to break off her engagement to me and claimed I was a psycho. Think about that. And as I was listening to David O. McKay, and he's talking about the slander that Christ has received and his work and his servants through all ages, the Spirit repeated in my mind the words of Christ: by their fruits ye shall know them. And I started to think about it, and I'm like, my goodness, just like the Pharisees of old who lacked priesthood authority and clung to the scriptural word and their interpretation of that scriptural word, and that pride led to them to literally persecute the living Christ, so too do today's Pharisees, the evangelical Protestant movement, cling to the scriptures, rejecting any notion of priesthood authority and rejecting even Christ's church on earth and slandering and attacking him and his servants. And they are just literally quintessential the Pharisees. The Pharisees are literally the evangelicals. If you read the Bible and you look at the evangelicals, you're like, holy crap, these are one and the same. They're the same cloth, the same tactics, the same attitude, the same general belief that the canon is shut. We don't need authority. We've got everything we need. Like, it's not perfect, but it's like 99% of the way there. And for me, it's just kind of like, wow, these are the people who claim to be followers of Christ, yet they are attacking him with lies. They are slandering. I get told on a daily basis what I believe and what I am, and it's not true. And I'm like, if you need to go lie for Jesus, it's probably because you're not actually following Jesus. If you need to lie to do Jesus' work, you're actually a dupe of the devil or a disciple of him.